Hello everyone, welcome on back to Survival Challenge. Alright, so first things first, last month I think it was, or last video at least, we did the sorghum harvest and I was questioning where all of the sorghum was. I left like 2,500 liters in the combine, so we're going to grab that right now. I'm probably just going to put it right into the chickens. It should fit into there. Then today we'll get that field replanted. Then we'll probably just advance into May. I think that's what I'll probably be doing. Because we actually have a good amount of things to do in May, but we don't have that obviously this month. So just, matter of advance to the month we actually have work. I'm curious, is the soybeans ready next month? That month after? That might be next month. We'll also have the grass fields fully ready too. Well, it would be May, so I think the priority would probably be to do these harvests. And then the month after we can do the mowing. Because we don't have animals right now. But the one thing we do have is, soybeans to be harvested. And those are going to be sold in like June. Obviously, you kind of want to get those harvested as soon as you can. Especially when we're pretty close to being the point where you'd sell that. Yeah, we'll get that field replanted today. That way I kind of figured we could spray it in the same month as we do everything else. Yeah, the grass fields will be fully ready next month. We'll be obviously getting those mowed. And eventually we'll be getting either sheep or goats or something. Maybe a bit of both. There was a recent pen that got added to Mod Hub too. So chances are we will be looking. No, I was doing the chickens. Yeah, so chances are we'll be looking possibly to get that one actually. So base pen size is 100, and it's for 20 grand. And you can customize the pen, which is kind of what I was looking for. We can actually, use up most of the space over there. Because we really can't use it for much else. The space on the other side of the pond. Because there's a river that runs through there, so we really can't use it for that much. So honestly, it'd be pretty ideal if we could put a pen somewhere in there and then just have the actual pen itself go all over the place. Fill up the rest of the land, basically. Let's go to sorghum. I think that was the plan, was to kind of make that the sorghum field. Although we have that field as sorghum. We should be getting a better yield from it this time, because obviously we did get a pretty big cutoff here. And that was primarily because of nitrogen. Does it say the harvest yield? The yield doesn't look terrible, but it certainly could be better, though. Yeah, where is it? 90? 95%? I guess it could be better. It wasn't that far off, but because I did accidentally plant these 3 fields here without the sensor on the front. So obviously that would kind of throw off the nitrogen on it. You live and you learn. So I think I realized my mistake like the next time I recorded. I was like, wait, I completely messed that up. I think that soybean field there might be ready soon too. Is that ready? Not next month, but probably the month after, it looks like. We actually have a lot of stuff going on then. Then you obviously could combine in. Eventually we got to mow the fields. We get these fields replanted as well. Lower it and turn it on. So obviously this should actually be at a good rate for nitrogen. We were clearly not doing it correctly last time. But the next time we harvest this, we should be seeing a far better yield from this. I gotta increase the time speed. Forgot to do that. Actually, May or June, we might have olives to sell as well. We have quite a few things to sell. And we have plenty of things to buy, which is nice as well, because we have $300,000, but a lot of it is kind of tangled up into things. And I did mention, I think last time, I might want to look to potentially get a different tractor that has the front sensor on it, just for ease of use mainly. I don't really want to always remember to make sure I had grabbed the sensor, because it's one of those things. I could be pretty forgetful, and I'm worried that I'm gonna forget, basically, and the other one is just on, and it'd be nice just to not have to worry about it. Alright, well, I think I'll probably just go ahead and start the time lapse here. We'll get this field finished fairly quickly, so I'll text everyone once the time lapse is done.
In the dark haze, polarized gaze, trying to find my way to you, where the spaces can't erase this. You're the feeling that I choose. I'm tired of running, 'cause you lost the feeling. You're disconnected in your...
Alright, so we're just about done here. So like I said, in theory, the nitrogen should be far better this time, whenever we get to this harvest, obviously. Not sure quite how the soybeans will affect things, because obviously there is a good amount of nitrogen on that field, and soybeans don't need any, and there's none on that one, so that should be fine, but not sure about that one mainly. That'll be the biggest question mark, really, because it really doesn't take effect until after... It doesn't take effect till after the harvest. That's just perfect too, probably because it really doesn't need any. So this might actually help us. It's kind of what we want, obviously. And it's obviously also good that we're potentially looking at the environmental bonus going up within the next month or two. Obviously, we're going to have a bunch of soybeans to sell, olives, everything else to sell. Quite a bit of money there to be sold. It would probably be nice to get that little bit of an extra money, too. And something else I am kind of very much aware of is I'm obviously talking about getting potentially over 100 goats or sheep. That is going to require quite a bit of grass. More than likely that center field down there will end up being grass after it's done. I think there's only a month or two left until it's ready. I think we might end up just putting grass in it. Long term, this isn't an immediate thing. I would like to try to get a grass dryer there instead of using bales as well. That way it's just a matter of mow, pick it up. Because you can get mowers and stuff that obviously have the ability just basically windrow as you go. That would kind of be nice to have in that case. I think there was one in the sales even today, but obviously I don't know if we're quite to that point, if we're gonna, go to there. I'm kind of wanting to do bales first, just to be safe. As tempting as it would be, I just don't know if we have the space to even put it in here. Like, they're not small buildings. That's kind of something you gotta keep in mind, is it's not just gonna be some small little building that we're placing down. I did look at them, and this was 35 grand. This should be the cheapest one, as far as I know. Yeah, looks like it. And yeah, it's fairly large. I think you can turn straw into something as well. So that could potentially go somewhere in here, but I'm not quite sure where. Honestly, over here wouldn't be bad. Because again, we don't have a use for this area, this space. That's actually really tempting. We don't have a use for it, that area. Do I want to try to buy that mower that's in the sale? I think it's in the sale right now. It is. We may not need it now, but long term it would be nice. And then we could just get a forage wagon. Not sure which one. Probably one of these larger ones. That or 47,000 liters. Something that's really large, basically. Basically 86 grand. I'm gonna buy it. I'm not obviously sure on what is the front mower. I should have looked at this before I bought it. Mowers. That needs 95 horsepower. We're looking at 350 horsepower basically required. What is our tractor? I think we should be there, right? So what we have, this is what we have. We're a little bit short, but it will probably be fine. Obviously, that does mean when we go to buy a new tractor, we're probably looking at something a little bit higher horsepower. Oh, something also with the sensor on it. So whether that is a John Deere or New Holland, Fast Track, I mean, whatever the option will be when we get there. But we'll definitely want something with a front PTO as well. Obviously, that tractor's main purpose is to do front loader duty. All right, so let's get the Versatile here fired up, and we'll head out to, well, we have 2 fields to harvest in. It is really foggy. It's really foggy. Right in the area that I need to do the harvesting, of course. Well, we'll probably do this field here first, then. Let that one kind of clear up. Well, actually, what we'll do first is we'll do the spraying. Then we'll do the 2 harvests. Not sure if we'll have time to get them planted or not. Next month, obviously, we'll have that larger field there to do harvest in, and then obviously planting and a bunch of different things to be sold as well. I have yet to change this to narrows, and I should. Obviously, it doesn't matter. We're going to be able to run this just fine either way without destroying the crop, but just to be a little bit more realistic, I should really change it. Obviously, if I'm not going to use tram lines, then I should at least use narrows, which I did ask, obviously, when I first used this. If a lot of people want to see tram lines in the fields, I will add them. Kind of happy I didn't add them the first time around, though, with all the sprayer issues that we had with the first sprayer, and then we went to this sprayer. There was a different width between the 2 sprayers. So it really wouldn't, the tram lines wouldn't have helped us in that case. That one will be nice and short, though. And it is starting to clear up a little bit. Obviously, if I turn up the time speed, we can get it to clear a little bit quicker, even. And honestly, I do have the depth control mod on. I think is that, yeah, I could potentially, there's an option in here to get rid of the fog. There is a, yeah, set weather. There is that option. Potentially there's something there. That, of course, is a PC mod. PC only. It's super nice though. Obviously, if you're on PC, I would recommend it. It's not always useful if you're just playing the game, but obviously if you're doing any sort of content creation, it's very much helpful for that. That and power tools mod, I think it is. I was using that for a while too. They're both pretty useful. Obviously you can add and remove money and set fields and stuff like that if you need. It's nice when an issue comes up. Yeah, it is clearing. It's basically gone now. All the fog is gone. Dang. Yeah, we'll definitely obviously get these two fields. I think we should do it in first, probably the same time lapse. Honestly, it won't take that long to do the two soybean fields. Probably want to put the trailer in a somewhat decent spot in the middle. Maybe like somewhere basically right by this field maybe. That'll probably be the best. And honestly, that sorghum field looks like it's almost ready too. I'm not sure when we're going to get into the grass fields at this point. Wow. Is that, obviously sorghum's, yeah, it's not a huge priority. Really be nice if I could just mow that and then plant at the same month. Because then it would be about the same growth time. They'd all be ready about the same time. And then, you know, you just do them all once. Do all the grass work in pretty short manner from what it looks like we're going to probably be doing with the mower setup. And then we'll probably just have it dry in a grass dryer. Alright, and let's get over here. Probably do the smaller of the two fields first. And of course, we'll be keeping an eye on the environmental score. Kind of see if it's going to go up, go down. In theory, it should go up. Because soybeans don't matter what the nitrogen is. That's obviously where we kind of messed up when we planted these three fields initially. Is we planted them without the sensor. Yeah, I am not quite sure. Wow, that jumped up quick. I was about to say, I'm not sure when it's going to jump up. It immediately jumped up to 100. So this section is still holding us back. It immediately jumped up. Oh, that's good. I ain't going to complain. Certainly am not going to complain for that. Yeah, it won't take too terribly long to get these two fields harvested. So I think I'll just go ahead and do a time lapse. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. Alright, so we're just about done here with the soybean harvest. We'll get it dumped into the trailer, then I'll get the combine sat over there. Obviously that field will be done fairly early on tomorrow, or fairly early on next month, I should say. Like, so would technically be tomorrow, because this video, the next video would go up the day after this. But, because it should be high price June. Whether it'll be the first thing that happens, or somewhere in the middle, I don't know. Maybe we'll sell like olives or something first. Kind of just depends on price, obviously. How many olives do we have right now? I think there's $100,000 in there. Just how much? 46,000 liters. I want to say that's going to be 2 trailers, isn't it? If it's a low enough amount, I could potentially just bring them as a pallet and then sell them with these as well. That's, you know, $50,000 in wood pallets and beams and stuff that we could sell. Because right now the extension is on this. I don't know what the extension is. I want to say it's 30-some thousand liters. Yeah, even then, I don't know if we'd have... we could probably fit 10 on our flatbed. Might not be the most comfortable thing. I'm not sure. You guys got to figure if we put, you know, beams and everything on there, that's going to take a lot of space as well. Alright, so I'll get that parked. 23,000 liters, almost 24,000 liters. So that would put us about 48,000 liters in there. Basically double. So we're probably sitting at $170,000, $180,000 of soybeans in the silo. And obviously that wouldn't be including the environmental bonus, which I would assume it's still sitting good. I'll have to double check. Obviously that far field was probably my most concerning one, just because I know for a fact we did obviously have fertilizer on it. It looked to be a better yield overall as I was harvesting it, so maybe it should be fine, but only one way to find out. Yep, still 100, so yeah, it was still good there. Right now that's 12%. And even harvesting this field will not bring that up anymore. The only thing that's going to bring it up is these, which looks to be nitrogen, which should jump up basically as soon as we do this field, which would be next month. So the question is, do we want to do the sorghum harvest early to get a better environmental bonus? Granted, I think at this point we're talking 1 to 2%. It's not going to be nearly as big of a jump as we went, obviously, as we went from, what, 60 something? For this, we probably went from, I don't know, 6% or something like that. Obviously, we doubled it, basically. We'd be talking a couple percent, maybe. It would go up. It wouldn't be a ton, but I gotta show the soybeans. $177,000 in there at max price. And yeah, we should have olives next month, potentially long planks and wood beams. Yeah, that is about everything for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.